Howdy everyone. From the conclusion of the Week 9 Dave Campbell's Texas football game of the week, literally sitting crisscross applesauce on the field of Texan Stadium here in Wimberley, Texas, for a District 14 4A Division II battle of district foes between Geronimo Navarro, the 8th team in 4A Division II, coming into this game against the Wimberley Texans, and oh boy howdy. How about the Texans? 27-0 shutout over the number 8 team in the state. Again, a district foe that goes a lot further than that. In the past 3 years, this is the 5th time that these teams have played, and that's because, well, they're playing district, and then the past 2 years they've met all the way in the regional finals. And traditionally speaking, in the past 2 years, what has happened is Geronimo Navarro has won the district game, which would have been the one played tonight, and then Wimberley has gone on to win the 2 regional finals. So we were wondering coming in tonight if history was going to stick true to itself, and it sure didn't. And man, there's 2 words to say tonight, and that is Code Red. That is the nickname for the Texans defense, and they were just locked in tonight. So a different scheme battle heading into this one. Geronimo Navarro runs the slot T, and you've got a pretty high-flying spread from Wimberley, led by sophomore quarterback Cash McCollum, a last name that's very familiar here in this part of town. His older brother Cooper, of course, playing for Wimberley a couple years ago. And yeah, we were curious to see, how that was going to match up, and the biggest key coming into this game for Wimberley was their defense was going to have to stop the slot T, and that's always a lot easier said than done. Coach said earlier this week it was about championship eyes, making sure that your eyes weren't focused on the ball and sticking to your keys, because the slot T, man, it'll take you for a whirl and get you all messed up and out of position when it doesn't need to. And that defense was just all over it tonight, from the defensive line to the linebackers, and some interceptions coming off in the defensive backs there. But really impressed by the way the linebackers play. If Navarro did happen to break through the line of scrimmage, well, the linebackers were right there to stuff it right up the middle, and Code Red was just amazing. On the other side of the ball for Wimberley, Cash McCollum he's a dude. He came into this game with over 1,300 yards of passing and 18 touchdowns, and he did his work tonight. He's got a pair of 2 really good receivers in the inside receiver, Nathan Simpson. He had a long 68-yard rushing touchdown to kick off the 3rd quarter, which was a big momentum shift and kind of putting the nail in the coffin. And the other one who I was super impressed about is, let me make sure I don't mess up his name here, Juan Olmedo, a senior receiver who last year in the Navarro game was injured with a broken foot, and this year, man, he is back in full steam. I said it on Valley Sports Southwest, but if you're a recruiting guy and you haven't been paying attention to Juan Olmedo, that he's a guy that you're going to want to keep your eye out for. He's quick and he can get to the ball, but the yards after the catch are just unbelievable. It's a real head down, shoulder, it looks like a running back out there, realistically, and so he was incredibly impressive, and I know they're very happy to have him back. But Navarro just couldn't get anything going offensively. They had some opportunities on defense, coming up with an interception here or there, or kind of shutting them down when they needed to, but ultimately offensively couldn't get going there. And so that Wimberley defense looked disciplined. But the other side of this is, if history sticks true, just because someone lost this game, obviously, they could be seeing each other again in the 4th round of the playoffs. So you can imagine that Navarro will be ready to go at that point, and Wimberley looking to do the same again. So it'll be really interesting to see how far both of these teams get. But there's a bunch of people in the stands saying, all right, well, we'll see you in the 4th round, because that's what they expect out of these 2 powerhouse programs down here in central-ish Texas. So yeah, 27-0, a shutout. Unbelievable for Wimberley. We're here for about another hour and a half-ish until we can go live on High School Scoreboard Live. So if you see this before then, tune in and come hang out with the rest of us on Scoreboard Live. But until then, we'll be back on Monday to break it all down for you. Adios, guys.